Hey guys, it's Mrs. Hoekstra, and so we're going to do which wireless plan in our notes today. So please do me a favor and go ahead and put that on the top of your page there, which wireless plan, and then go ahead and cut out the picture of these two people looking at their phone and the different phone plans. I'll let you guys pause this video, cut that, glue it, put it in, and then get back to this video. Okay, so now that you have that glued in, let's go ahead and read this. So it says you just bought a It's My Phone, and you have to decide which wireless plan to use. Now, this is a little kind of old-fashioned in that you're going to have to pay for texting and everything, but tomorrow we'll get into one that gets a little more up-to-date with data and everything. So we have three different phone options. We could go to Dash, and Dash offers unlimited talk and texting for $80 a month, right? We have no data, no smartphone or anything, just talk and text, $80 a month, that's it. A, B, and C, they're going to charge you 20 cents per text and $55 for 1,000 minutes of talk time. Anything over that, and they're going to charge you extra. We don't know how much extra, but if you talk more than 1,000 minutes in a month, you're going to pay more, but otherwise it's $55 a month. And then Horizon charges 10 cents per text message and $75 for 1,000 minutes of talk. And again, if you go over that, they're going to charge you extra. All right, so those are our three plans. So if you can, right below this, let's go ahead and write down what the plans have to do with, okay? So we have got to write an equation for Dash. Now, Dash's plan is just $80 no matter what. Whether you use all of the time and texts and everything, it's $80. So go ahead and write down Dash's plan. Dash's plan is going to be $80 regardless, just flat out $80. Your parents, what am I thinking of? They take the phone away, they're still going to pay $80 regardless of whether you use it or not. All right. Then we have A, B, and C. A, B, and C. A, B, and C, they're going to charge you $20 or 20 cents, excuse me, for every text. Right? For every text. So let's use T for text, right? We'll say T equals number of texts. And it's also going to charge you $55. So even if you don't text at all, it's still going to cost you some money, right? But they're going to charge you for every text. And yes, way back in the day, about the time you were born, we actually did pay for every text. And then we have Horizons. Horizons plan, right? Horizons plan is going to be y is equal to, and now we're going to be charged what? Only 10 cents for every text, so 0.10t plus the $75, right, for 1,000 minutes of talking. All right, so let's talk about who would Dash's plan be best for? Like what kind of person, right, would be best to have Dash's plan? Dash is going to be for someone who talks and texts a lot, right? Dash is best for someone that talks and texts a lot, right? Someone who does that a lot. Maybe it's their business phone, right? And they're using it a lot for communicating with people. Then we have A, B, and C. A, B, and C, right? Who's this going to be good for? It's probably going to be good for someone who does not text hardly at all, right? Maybe your grandma or grandpa, right? They don't text very often, but they talk all the time, but not too much, right? So A, B, and C is best for someone that texts very little, right? Because it's kind of expensive, right? And talks, you know, some. Not a lot, not a little, but they talk some. And then we have Horizon. And Horizon would be better for someone who talks and texts a lot, right? Because it's kind of expensive. Maybe they don't text at all, Maybe that's better for them. I don't know. Maybe something in the middle. I'm not sure. Horizon is best for someone, for someone that talks more and texts a little, right? Because it's actually going to cost you more to just talk, right? All right. So that's who this is going to be good for. All right. Now you guys are going to cut out and paste in the different questions. Now, if you want, you could just trim it all up into one nice small section. You don't need to separate them, but if you want to separate them, go ahead. And we're going to try to figure out these problems here. So at this point, I want you to pause the video, work on these. You can work on one at a time and then play the video, or you can work them all out and then get back together and do it all at once. That's totally up to you. So go ahead and hit pause at this point, and we'll get back in a moment. So this first one talks about May, and she sends 100 texts, and she talks for 500 minutes. Which plan would be best, right? Which plan is best? So we know Dash. Dash is $80 regardless, right? A, B, and C. If you take this and plug it in to A, B, and C, it's 20 cents for every text plus the $55. Right? And so A, B, and C is going to be $75. And then we have Horizon. And Horizon was 10 cents for every text plus the $75 to talk. And this is going to be $85. So who is the best, or what company would be best if you were May? May should go with A, B, and C. Right? May should go with A, B, and C. All right? So again, if you need to hit pause at this point and do Jeremy's problem, or if you're going to check your answers. All right? So go ahead and hit pause if you have to. So now we've got Jeremy. Jeremy sends 125 texts. And he talks only 300 minutes. He's not doing a lot of talking, right? So based off of that, we have an idea of who we think should get it, but let's just verify. So we have Dash. Dash is $80. Doesn't matter. And we have A, B, and C. A, B, and C. A, B, and C is 20 cents for the 125 texts plus the $55. This one is going to cost him $80. Oh. Now let's check Horizon. Horizon is 10 cents for every text, so that's not too bad. But you got to pay $75, right? And this one's actually $87.50. Not the best choice. So really, Jeremy could decide either of those two, right? Jeremy could pick either. Now, granted, if 125 is typical, right? Maybe that's, it's just pushing it on the edge. So he could pick either one, right? Jeremy can pick either Dash or A, B, and C. Now, if that's like on the high end of it, maybe it'd be better to go with A, B, and C. If that's the low end of his texts, right, then maybe he could go with Dash. So it's just going to depend on his normal habits. All right, again, go ahead and hit pause, or just wait for me to get started up again. So now we have Lawrence. Lawrence typically sends 125 texts and talks over 1,000 minutes. All right, so Dash we know is automatically $80 regardless. Now, A, B, and C. A, B, and C. He talks over 1,000 minutes. So that means he's going to get charged extra, right? We know he's going to get charged extra for going over. So since a minute ago, it was only $80, right? And the problem above it. So we know this is going to be more than 80, right? We already know it's going to be more than $80, right? I don't even have to solve this one. And then same thing for Horizon, right? Horizon, what do we know? Again, he's going to be charged extra. And we know at 125 texts he was already over, right? So this is going to be even more, right? This is going to be even more than the 8750 from Jeremy, right? We know that. So automatically, just because they're talking so much, Dash is the best deal. Lawrence should use Dash, right? Because he talks so much on his phone. And that's what we said at the beginning. We're like, hey, Dash is going to be better for someone who does a lot of talking and texting. All right, last one. Again, go ahead and hit pause if you need to. Otherwise, wait for me to get started up again. So then we have Rosa. Rosa sends 100 texts and talks for 400 minutes. Right, that's what we've got. So again, we've got Dash. Dash we know is $80 regardless. Then we have A, B, and C. And if you've been paying attention, you probably have some idea. A, B, and C, 20 cents times the 100 texts plus the $55. This is only $75. Well, we already know it's better than Dash. And what do you already know? On Horizon, Horizon's automatically 75 without even texting, so you know it's going to be A, B, and C. But let's just prove it, right? 10 cents plus the $75, and it's going to cost, what, $85? So again, Rosa should pick A, B, and C. So it's all dependent on your usage as to which phone company you really have to use. Rosa should pick A, B, and C. And if you've never done that with your parents, I guarantee you parents do try to figure out what's going to be the best deal for your family as you go through it. Now, I know this does not include data. We will deal with that on tomorrow's problem. All right, so the directions for your homework are kind of different because they are online. And so be sure to follow the directions very carefully as you are getting to the homework for this. And it's done 100% online, and I can check it from my computer to make sure it's all done. All right, talk to you guys later.